Page 7, Far Away. Well, looky here. I got all those flats. 6 flats on this. By the way, this happens to be in the key of G flat major. Just got 6 flats. It's using all the black keys plus the C flat. That's the 6th flat, C flat. One hand at a time, very slowly. So you're going to be pretty much on black keys on this one. So here, right hand, and then the next part, there's an 8VA over it. So you can play the same notes, just an octave higher. And then come back down and then here. See, this is the kind of thing where even if you have big hands and fat fingers, you can go ahead and use your thumb on these because you're only using black keys for the most part. So, and then up here, and then look out, it's 2-1. You need to be able to do this and play it legato, connect it. Go on. And then octave higher. I'll come back to all these other little things in a minute. Let's get notes and rhythms and fingering right now. And you're here. You're still an octave higher. You're up here. The note is written here, but you got to be an octave higher. You're up here. And it's here. Now, they're using 3-1, 3-1, 3-1, 3-1. I don't care for that at all. That's a beginner's fingering, where you just do. I'll show you another fingering I recommend, which will serve you well in the future because you'll get similar patterns. It may not be on black keys, it may be a combination of black and white or whatever. See, there's different kinds of fingering styles. And the fingering style that I use is I don't move my hands anymore and I absolutely have to. But sometimes with etudes, it's part of the etude. The fingering is part of the etude. I don't really think the fingering is part of this etude on this. If I do it, they're saying I'm moving my hand every time, every 2 eighth notes, I'm moving it again. Ugh. So I'm suggesting we start with 4-2, 3-1. There, it's just 1. So I'm only going to move my hands half as much because I can get 4 eighth notes in one hand position. And then I move to the next 4 eighth notes. Here. And then 4, 4, 4, 4. I can keep doing this. It's 4-2-3-1, 4-2-3-1, 4-2-3-1. I could keep going on down, and you can go up that way, just reverse the fingering. It works really well in a lot of pieces, especially really fast pieces. So you don't have to, when you're doing, you got to worry about where that 3rd finger's going every time you move. Now this way you only have to worry about where the 4th finger's going every 4 beats. So I recommend that. Again, 4-2, 3-1, and then a 4-2, 3-1, 4-2, 4-2, 4-2. And then the last one you can go ahead and use 3rd because we're done with it. Here. And then you get that passage again, same fingering. Something like that. That's what I recommend. And then the chord at the end, that is a G flat, A flat, B flat, D flat. Those 4 notes. Okay. Left hand, keep these chords down. They're pretty simple. However, they're saying 1-5 on everything. Again, that's moving my hands too much. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to recommend that we do a 3-1 and a 5-2. I get all of that in one hand position until the second measure, second line. Then I kind of come down, but again, I can do a 3-1 or a 2-1. Works better because then I can get the next chord with 5-2. So if your hand's big enough. If not, then you'll have to move the hand. And then here, the 3rd line down, not much you can do here because it's a big jump. But I'd still maybe use, if you do this 5-1 to 5-1, you're moving your hand quite a bit. But if I do like a 3-1 to a 5-2, I'm only moving my hand a little bit. It's a lot easier to do. It's up to you on the fingering, but I would recommend maybe a 3-1 and a 5-2, and then a 2-1. Like so. Then in the last line, their fingerings are at 5-2, 5-1, and then 5-2. Different ways of doing them. Experiment with the fingers. The idea is just don't move your hands around anymore than you have to. You need to be able to focus on what the right hand's doing. It's got all the action. So you need this left hand where you can do most of it without even looking at it, if possible. So when you go to put the hands together, you're here, and then next measure, you're here, you switched, here, and then here, and then here. The left hand's tied, and then you're coming down. And you do that again. Something like that. I didn't play it perfect, but hopefully you get the idea. Then we can add the articulation. With the articulation, for the most part, are the slurs. Just because you kind of have to put a silence between the slurs because you're moving your hand. That's okay. In the left hand, there's nothing marked. Just play them as legato as you can. You can't play them legato, but play them as legato as you can. Then the second line, the last two measures, the last three measures, you're here. The left hand's tied. The fermata, you just hang on to that a little bit longer, however long. When I do it with a metronome, I'll double it, so I'll hold it for 4 counts instead of 2. And then you lift up. Connect all of these. And all these 8th notes in the right hand, connect them all. And then the chord at the end, the arpeggiated chord, just real quick. One note at a time and hold them down. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And I play the bottom note on the beat, on the 3rd beat. Some people will play the top note on the beat. 3, 4. I go 3, 4. Can't really tell because there's nothing else going on. So you just 1, 2, just play them. Just a bloop. That's not rhythmical or anything. You're just rolling the hand over. Is all. Dynamic wise, applies to the right hand. Keep the left hand out of the way. So it's moderately soft, whatever that is. And then an echo, very soft. And then moderately soft, very soft. And then moderately soft, swell it. Come up to here and then back down. We don't know how loud to get. I wouldn't go up to more than about a moderately loud. This is not, I don't think you get loud in this piece at all, ever. So it's here. So, echo. And you keep doing that, well, go on. Then here. You see the RIT in the second measure, second line? You're going to slow down a little bit. So it's here. 1, 2. The off tempo, which means go ahead and take your same speed again. Now, there's an interpretation thing going on here, and some people do it and some people don't. You experiment with it. That after you've had a fermato or a ritardando like they've got in here, that when you get to the off tempo, it's not an immediate abrupt off tempo. You start out slow and speed it up to all tempo. Just take a beat or two and get up there. So it's that last measure. So I'm starting out slow and speeding it up. Some people, will just abruptly do it. You have to experiment with the interpretation. So listen for these things on it when you get a retardando, you hear somebody playing, and after, I'm talking about professionals who have been trained and all that stuff. Do they immediately take off with an odd tempo, or do they speed back up into it? There's a difference. So forth. And at the very end, that last chord is very soft. How soft? Don't use the soft pedal, that's cheating. You do it with the hands. Now, they've added pedal. I guess we're just going to make this dreamy. We gotta smear everything. It's going to cover up the slurs. That's all right. You still do the technique for the slurs, whether you can hear it or not. It's overlapping throughout. There's no phrasing or anything indicated or nothing. It's fine. We can do that. I'm going to push the pedal, or I'm going to push the notes down first and then the pedal. And when I change at each measure, I'm going to push the notes down first and then the pedal. So the pedal lags behind the notes. It overlaps them. Here you're holding the pedal down through all of that, and then we go on. So forth all the way through. You're covering up the rest, you're covering up everything. All the way to the end, the last measure. And the pedal and the hands come up at the same time. And that's the pedal. So try pedal. Learn it first without the pedal so you can hear clearly all these notes and everything going on. And you want to hear the slurring, so make sure you're doing it because the pedal will cover it up. And you do the pedal last, add the pedal last. Speed-wise, 170 or 72 actually isn't too fast. It's doable. I guess if you're dreaming, you're not going to dream in a hurry. 72 would be about like this, I guess. So forth, about that speed. You can go a little faster maybe. Of course, with a retardando, you're going to slow down a little bit, but that's the idea. It's in that area. I would like to play it with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do the dynamics, and I can't slow down and speed up. So it's all going to be one speed. So let's try it out. And again, that half note fermata, I'm going to hold that for 4 counts instead of 2. So we stay together and stay with the metronome. So 1, 2, ready, and go, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. 4, and. 3 and 4 and hold and 2 and.